So in this video, we are going to learn how to add new Google Contact to ServiceM8 as client. Now guys, suppose if you're using ServiceM8 as a CRM application for your business or for your jobs, this automation is going to help you a lot. So in this automation, whenever a new contact will be created in our Google Contacts account, automatically with the same details, the same contact will be added or created as a new client in ServiceM8. Now, if you want to know how you can set up this automation, for that, you just have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Google Contacts to ServiceM8. And then just click on Create. Now you can see that our workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have 2 different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with our trigger window. Now the idea here is, first, we are going to connect our Google Contacts account with Pabbly Connect in the trigger window, so that every time a new contact is created in Google Contacts, the details of that newly created contact will be added or received inside our Pabbly Connect workflow, and this automation workflow will be triggered. And after that, using Pabbly Connect, we are going to send those new contact details to ServiceM8, so that we can add that contact as a client in ServiceM8 automatically. So let's see how it is done. Now here in our trigger window in Choose App, first search for Google Contacts. Just select it. And then in trigger event from the drop down, select the trigger event as new or updated contact. After this, just click on Connect and select Add New Connection. So here guys, we have to connect our Google Contacts account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, click on this Sign In with Google button, and then we will see, because I have already logged into my Google Contacts account in my browser, Pabbly Connect has detected the same Google account. Select your account, scroll down, and click on Continue. And as we click on Continue, we will see our Google Contacts account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, here you can see a button named as Save and Send Test Request. When we will click on this button, the details of the last contact or the most recent contact which was created in our Google Contacts account will be received inside Pabbly Connect. So before clicking on it, let me create a new contact in my Google Contacts account. Here we'll go, click on Create Contact, and then let's enter the details of this contact. For example, the name is Demo User. This is the name. Company is this, for example. The job title is, for example, Developer. Let's add the email address of this contact. Then the phone number too, a dummy phone number we are going to use in this video. Then let's ignore the birthday and go to Show More. After that, in Show More, here we can see we have an option to add the address as well. So here I'm going to add the street address. Then let's add a street to or city. Let's enter city as, for example, Bhopal. This is the pin code. Then the state is Madhya Pradesh, and then the PO box, basically the zip code. So in this way, we have added some details of a contact over here. If you want, you can add some website as well. For example, I'm just going to enter a dummy website over here. So in this way, in our Google Contacts account, whatever details you want to add, you are adding those details, and then we will just click on Save. And as we click on Save, we will see this contact will be added in our Google Contacts account. Here is the contact. Now after adding this contact guys, we will get back to Pabbly Connect and click on Save and Send Test Request. And when we click on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received some response. And in this response, you will see the details of the last contact, the most recent contact which we have just now added in our Google Contacts account will be received inside Pabbly Connect. Here you can see the same website which we have added while creating the contact for that particular contact. Then we will scroll down to these details, and here you can see the same mobile number of this contact as well. Here you can see the same company name and the position too. Then you can see the full name of this contact, demo user, and you can see separate responses for first name and last name as well. Then we will scroll down further and you will get all the other details for this contact, like the email address of the contact. Here you can see the address of the contact as well. Here is the complete address response. And then you can see the different response for different lines of address. Zip code, street address, city, state, once again the zip code over here. So in this way, guys, you can see that we have successfully created a contact in Google Contact. And we have captured the response, the details of the contact which are being added in Google Contacts inside Pabbly Connect. So every time a new contact will be created in Google Contacts, the details of that contact will be received inside Pabbly Connect. Now the step 1 of setting up this automation is completed over here. We have successfully connected Google Contacts with Pabbly Connect and received the contact details. Now after this, let's move to step 2. And in step 2, we want to send the same details of a new contact to ServiceM8, so that we can add this contact as a client over there. For that, just scroll down, come to our action window, and here in Choose Apps, search for ServiceM8. Just select it. And then in Action Event from the drop-down, select the action event as Create a New Client. Click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here, guys, we have to connect our ServiceM8 account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, click on this Connect with ServiceM8 button, and because I have already logged into my ServiceM8 account in my browser in a different tab, here you can see that Pabbly Connect has detected the account. Just click on this Proceed button, then scroll down and click on Allow. And as we click on Allow, we will see our ServiceM8 account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, here it is asking us some details of a new client which we want to create, like name, address, billing address, website, and all the other details over here. So here, guys, we have received all of these details of a new contacts from our Google Contacts account in our trigger window. So here in this trigger window response, you can see all of these details of a new contact. And from these responses, one by one, we are going to map these responses over here in the step of ServiceM8, the action step of ServiceM8 into their respective fields. So the first thing it asks us is the name. So we have received the response of name over here. This you can see the response of full name. So we are going to map this response of full name in this field of name. And guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field, and here in this drop down, you can see a list of all the responses which we have received. Out of all of these responses, select this response of full name and we have to map it over here. Here is the response of full name, select it and it will be mapped. Then it is asking us for the address. The help text says will be used as the default job address for further job created for this client. So here in this response, we have also received a single response for the complete address from there. So here you can see the single response for complete address, and we are going to map this response of address in this field of address. Just click here, and from the drop down, the process of mapping stays the same. From this drop down, select your required response which we want to map. Select it and it will be mapped. Then it is asking us for the billing address. So I want the billing address to be the same as the complete address, the service address. So from this drop down, once again, I'm going to map the same address over here. Then it is asking us for the website. So we have also added the website for this particular contact while creating this contact. If you haven't added, this field is not mandatory, not required. So you can ignore this field for now as well. But because we have received the response of website from Google Contacts, so we are going to map that data over here as well. So here is the response of website. Then it is asking us street address, city address, state address, postal code, and country. All of these details, all of these things in a separate fields. So one by one, let's map the respective data over here as well. Let's start with street. So here we have the response of street address. Then here we have to map the city. So here I'm just going to search for city, Bhopal. This is the response and map it. Then it is asking us for the state. So I'm going to search for the state, or should I say Madhya Pradesh. Here it is, region, and map it. Then the postcode. So we have entered the postcode as well. Here it is, postal code. Just select it and map it. And the country at the last. So the country is India. So let's search for country. Here it is, the country code. So in this way, all the details of a new contact which we receive from Google Contacts, one by one, we have to map all of these details in ServiceM8 in their respective fields. After this, we have some other fields like fax number, ABN number. So if you have the ABN number of the customer, just enter them while creating the contact in Google Contacts. And you can map that number over here. Same goes with the tax rate UUID as well. Then at last, it is asking us is individual, that the client which we are creating in ServiceM8, is it an individual client or not? So yes, it is an individual client, so we are selecting true over here. And after mapping all of these details of a client which we want to create in ServiceM8, just click on Save and Send Test Request. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received this response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the data which we have mapped over here, using these details, a new client is created in ServiceM8. So let's check it. We will go to a ServiceM8 account and we will go to this client section. And yes, here you can see that demo user, the same contact which we have just now added in our Google Contacts account, the same contact has been added as a client in our ServiceM8 account. Here you can see the same name, the same address of this client, this contact. Then here in billing details, you can see the same details as well. And in jobs, we don't have any jobs with them as of now. So in this way, you can see that we have successfully created this contact from our Google Contacts account and added that contact as a client in ServiceM8. So here guys, the automation workflow which we have created in this video is working perfectly fine. We checked it. Now after this, let's test this automation workflow once in real time as well. For that, we will just go to our Google Contacts account. And here guys, we are going to create a new contact. And we will see whether using this automation, this same contact has been added as a client in ServiceM8 or not. So this time the name of the contact is test user. This is the name. Then the company is, for example, Google. The job title is once again developer, for example. This is the email address. Then this is the dummy mobile number which we are going to use. Then we'll go to show more and let's add the address too. So let's add the address, street, for example, new street. Just dummy address, city is Mumbai, for example. This is the pin code, state is Maharashtra. Okay, so in this way, we have added all of these details over here. Let's add the website as, for example, google.com and click on Receive. So just now with some dummy details, we have just created a new contact in our Google Contacts account. And we will see using this automation, within 10 minutes, this contact will be added as a new client in ServiceM8. Now it basically takes 10 minutes of time after creating the contact because the connection of Google Contacts and Pabbly Connect is a polling-based connection. And in this type of connection, Pabbly Connect will check for new contact details, new contact updates in our Google Contacts account every 10 minutes. So that is why guys, here what we have to do, we just have to wait for 10 minutes over here. Okay, so we have successfully waited for 10 minutes. Now we will go to our ServiceM8 account and refresh this client's page once. And yes, here you can see that test user, the same contact which we have just now added in our Google Contacts account, the same contact has been added as a new client in our ServiceM8 account. Here you can see the same name and the same address as well, and also the same billing address over here. This means the automation workflow which we have created in this video using Pabbly Connect, we have tested this automation and it is working perfectly fine. So not just these applications, you can connect plenty of other applications with Pabbly Connect. And one more important thing, you will find the clone link of this exact same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can actually clone this same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this automation workflow for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can post them on forum.pabbly.com. So if this video was helpful to you, you can obviously like this video, comment down your suggestions, and don't forget to share it with others. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.